For decades, Voyager 1 has been drifting silently through the vast cosmic dark, far beyond planets, moons, and even the influence of our sun. It was designed for 4 years of service. It's lasted over 40. But now, in 2024, something has changed. After months of garbled transmissions and digital silence, NASA finally received a new signal, clear, coherent, one last message from a spacecraft billions of miles away. A message that proves something scientists long suspected, but the world continues to ignore. This is not just a technical update. It's a cosmic warning, and the final words of Voyager 1 might be the most important signal we've ever received from deep space. In the 1970s, when the planets aligned in a rare celestial opportunity that occurs only once every 175 years, NASA dared to dream bigger than ever before. 2 spacecraft were born from that ambition, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, twins launched weeks apart, each with a mission to explore the giant planets of our solar system. Voyager 1 would fly past Jupiter, then Saturn, gathering images and data no human had ever seen before. It captured volcanic eruptions on Io, icy fractures on Europa, and the haunting atmosphere of Titan. But what made Voyager unique was its trajectory. After Saturn, it veered away from the planetary plane, not toward more planets, but toward the unknown, into interstellar space. Its power, a mere 22 watts, less than a refrigerator light bulb. Its computer memory, smaller than a smartphone photo. And yet it survived the radiation of Jupiter, the chill of deep space, and 4 decades of silence. By the time it left the solar bubble in 2012, it was more than just a spacecraft. It was a time capsule, a ghost ship from Earth sailing into the void. In November 2023, Voyager 1 did something terrifying. It stopped making sense. Its signals, once steady and decipherable, became a stream of random, unreadable binary. To NASA engineers, it was like listening to someone whisper nonsense after a stroke, alive but unreachable. Months passed. Commands were sent. Nothing changed. Some believed it was the end. After all, the spacecraft is so far away that each command takes 22 hours to arrive, and another 22 hours to hear a reply. A single misstep in memory reallocation could permanently destroy what little communication remained. But on April 20th, 2024, everything changed. A new signal came in. This time it was different, decoded, intelligent. The team had done it. They'd managed to remotely repair Voyager's memory system, reviving the spacecraft across 150-plus astronomical units of cold silence. For the first time in 5 months, Voyager spoke again. And what it said wasn't just a technical readout. Embedded in the stream was data, strange fluctuations in cosmic ray patterns, sudden changes in plasma density, an echoing hum that's been persistent for years. It wasn't random. It was structured, consistent, and deeply unfamiliar. One of the strangest and most ignored findings from Voyager 1 has been the detection of a persistent cosmic hum, a plasma vibration at 3 kHz, steady and undisturbed across years of travel. Scientists originally dismissed it as background noise, but it never went away, and now it seems louder. This final transmission shows something remarkable. The hum doesn't just exist, it varies. It pulses. It shifts in intensity. Some experts believe it's the signature of interstellar plasma waves. Others aren't so sure because the pattern resembles resonance, almost like an artificial rhythm, a structure. For years, we've imagined silence in the space beyond. But Voyager proves that beyond the heliopause, beyond the sun's reach, there is sound, not sound we can hear, but sound that moves, patterns that repeat. And this raises the question, are we picking up remnants of ancient stellar explosions? Or are we hearing something else? Whatever the source, it's not static. And it's not random. Voyager's final message might be saying what scientists have whispered in private for years. We are not alone in the silence. The truth is, Voyager 1 has been telling us something all along about the boundaries of our solar system, about the violent nature of interstellar space, about the fragility of Earth. Its famous pale blue image, a grain of dust and sunbeam, was never just about humility. It was about vulnerability. Voyager left the only home we know and looked back. And in its final act of endurance, it's offering us one last glimpse of what's out there and what's at stake if we keep ignoring the signals. The recent transmission wasn't just data. It was proof that the universe is far more active than we assumed. That beyond the protective bubble of our sun lies a domain where radiation pulses like breath, where ancient supernovae leave scars, and where Earth is utterly exposed. And yet here we are, distracted by noise, while a machine from the 1970s, powered by fading plutonium and tapes older than most of us, keeps whispering truths we refuse to hear. When Voyager 1's final transmission was decoded, most news outlets focused on the technical feat: memory reallocation, communication restored, another chapter for a dying spacecraft. But buried in the raw data was something else. Subtle patterns, slow pulses in radiation levels, variations in plasma density that didn't match any known solar cycle. Some believe it's the result of an ancient shock wave, maybe from a supernova. Others suggest Voyager is brushing against boundaries we never knew existed, like invisible walls in space where the laws of particle behavior shift. And a few, quietly, cautiously, wonder if Voyager has encountered something not natural at all. Not intelligent necessarily, but intentional. Structured. Repeating. The data doesn't scream alien. But it doesn't scream random either. It hums. It pulses. It continues out there in the black. And what makes it eerie is that Voyager seems to be listening, not just speaking. Observing something we don't yet understand, and transmitting it home, like a messenger from a war we don't know we're part of. For decades, we told ourselves the vacuum of space was quiet, emotionless, a place where nothing lives, nothing speaks, and nothing listens. But Voyager 1 has shown us otherwise, because what it sends back is not silence. It's a canvas of chaos. Solar storms still reach it. Plasma waves shift around it. Invisible boundaries flex and ripple, as if space itself is breathing. And then there's the hum. For over a decade, this frequency has been constant, a 3 kHz background tone, unchanged, uninterrupted. Not tied to solar flares. Not altered by the spacecraft's movement. Just present. And now it's changing, slightly, slowly, almost imperceptibly. But it's changing. When the team compared recent readings to older ones, they noticed micro-variations, minute fluctuations in pitch, amplitude, even rhythm. It's as if the void is responding, or acknowledging, or echoing. And while no one is calling it a message, some are beginning to call it a dialogue. Each Voyager carries a golden record, a 12-inch disc etched with the sounds of Earth, greetings in 55 languages, music, images, the voice of a president, the waves of an ocean, the cry of a baby. It was never meant to be practical. It was symbolic, a cosmic gesture, a note in a bottle cast into a galactic sea. But now, as Voyager 1 drifts in interstellar space, that gesture feels different. Less like a hello, more like a memorial. A relic of a civilization that might be gone long before the record is found. One engineer recently described it as our tombstone in motion, because what Voyager carries isn't just scientific instruments. It carries memory, identity, our version of what we wanted to be remembered for. And if anyone or anything ever finds that record, it won't be us they meet. It will be the echo of who we were. So when Voyager sends back a hum, a fluctuation, a whisper through the dark, the question becomes chilling. What if something is listening? And what if it already replied? As the 2025 shutdown approaches, Voyager 1 will begin to go dark. Its instruments will fade one by one. Its batteries will weaken. And at some point, the last signal will be sent. And then, silence will fall forever. But long before that happens, Voyager already gave us its most important message. Not in binary, not in radio waves, but in what it's been silently proving for over 40 years, that we are fragile, that the universe is alive, and that we are far more vulnerable than we want to admit. Voyager didn't just explore space, it exposed us. It showed us how thin our protective bubble really is, how short our attention span has become, and how easily we ignore the most profound discoveries because they don't fit our timeline or our comfort. And now, in its last chapter, Voyager sends a pulse through the void, a rhythm, a hum, something no one can fully explain. Not a cry for help, not a message of peace, just proof that space is not empty, and that something is out there. Right now, Voyager 1 is over 15 billion miles from home, a speck of metal adrift in absolute darkness, moving through interstellar space with no destination and no return. There is no mission control anymore in the traditional sense. No weekly updates, no daily logs, just engineers sending whispers into the void, hoping for a whisper back. And yet it's still going, still listening, still watching, as if the probe itself refuses to go silent, not because it has a purpose, but because we gave it one. Think about it. This is a 1970s machine, running on radioactive heat and tape memory, still operating in a space that no human eye will ever see. Voyager 1 has passed beyond every planet, every field of influence, every gravitational chain we once thought held it. It has transcended us. But it's not just drifting. It's carrying the hopes of an entire species. Carrying our math, our music, our biology, our languages, and our mistakes. It's the furthest extension of human curiosity, and maybe the only part of us that will outlast everything else. And now, in this strange, faint final signal, Voyager has given us something unexpected. Not data, not images, but a rhythm, a resonance, a signature from a universe itself, captured by the last surviving outpost of our most ambitious dream. What it means, we don't yet know. But maybe the message isn't meant to be understood. Maybe it's meant to be heard. Voyager 1 won't come back. It won't land anywhere. It won't meet aliens or send selfies from another star. It will drift forever into a silence so vast that even light takes millennia to cross it. But before it fades completely, it spoke one last time, a final whisper through the void. Not in words, not in images, but in patterns, in hums, in a resonance that refuses to be explained. And maybe that's the point. Maybe Voyager's message isn't about what's out there. Maybe it's about us, about how we treat knowledge, about how easily we ignore warnings dressed as wonder, about the arrogance of thinking we've figured it all out, while the oldest machine we've ever sent keeps telling us we haven't. Voyager 1 has proven what everyone ignores, that the universe isn't empty, that silence isn't silence, that time doesn't wait for us. And maybe the biggest discovery is that long after we stop listening, the universe will still be speaking. Now tell us, what do you think? Is this final message a scientific anomaly or a cosmic clue? Are we simply reading too much into static, or are we finally starting to hear the sound of something greater than ourselves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And if you believe space still has stories to tell, and Voyager isn't done teaching us, subscribe now and turn on the notification bell, because the next signal from the edge of everything might already be on its way.